Now that you know how to add SEO titles and descriptions to your posts, your pages, and your entire site, I'm sure you're left wondering, how are you supposed to know how to write this content in such a way that it actually gets shared and indexed? Well, WordPress SEO by Yoast has a tool to help you perfect that science. It's called focus keywords, and these are not the typical keywords that you generally hear of. Typical keywords are meta information you add to your site. They have little value. Focus keyword is actually a tool that's built into this plugin that allows you to make sure that your content and your SEO information is targeting the right audience. And here's how it works. First, you figure out what your target audience is and what they are likely to search for. In this case, my article is about Google Glass and how it's changing things. So I can then type in the type of keyword I think people might be looking for. It could be something as simple as Google Glass. So I'll type in Google Glass, and here you can see right away the system is going online and looking for what type of terms people are looking for that match what I'm saying. So here you see suggestions on things people are looking for online on Google, and you can use this to further refine your focus keyword or key phrase to target a specific audience, but I'm going to leave it at Google Glass. Now that I've added Google Glass, you can see immediately I get some warnings. It says, your focus keyword was found in article heading, no. Page title, yes. Page URL, no. Content, yes, twice. And meta description, no. I can now use this information to change the content of my site to further target the audience I want to target. Here I have to make decisions. Do I want Google Glass to appear in my heading? If I look at my heading, you see it says Glass, filter bubbles, and live streams connecting the dots. And I quite like this title, and I don't want to add Google in front of it because this is a poetic thing that I want to be exactly the way it is. So I'm going to choose to ignore that warning. For page title, it says yes, and that's because that's the page title I created. So this SEO title, that's great. I have the term that I want to target in my page title. If I didn't, I should really add it in. Page URL, it says no. That's because when you look at the URL here, you'll see it says Glass, filter bubbles, and live streams, etc., etc. What I can do here is change it to say Google Glass is filter bubbles live streams and click OK. Now I've changed the URL, and when I update it, you'll see that it'll now say that I have the word in my URL. Just one thing on changing URLs. If you've already published this post, you should not change the page URL, because that way, if people have already linked to it, the link will break. So this is something you should do before you post it. The content also has the term Google Glass in it a couple of times, and that's great. But if you are targeting specific type of markets and you see this says no, then you really need to change your actual content, meaning you have to go and rewrite your article to get the focus keywords into your article. And finally, my meta description currently has no focus keyword because my meta description currently just says, this is the overridden SEO meta description. So here I need to write a new meta description that's better. Now you'll notice that as I'm typing, the meta description information is changing. So you saw that when I typed Google Glass, it says I now display it once. And that's great, but it also makes some people want to do things like this. And you'll notice that that doesn't really work all that well. And even though I have Google Glass repeated 4 times here, it only says 2. And that's because this plugin is smart enough to know simply repeating things over and over and over will not actually achieve the goal that you're looking for. So it won't encourage you to do bad things. It will only encourage you to do good things. Now that you've added the information you want and you have a mostly good score here under focus keyword, you can save this post. So I'm going to update it. And you can scroll down, and now you can click on page analysis. Page analysis will now take your focus keyword and look through all the content on your page to figure out whether or not you are reaching your SEO potential. And here you can see I have a couple of problems. You have not used your keyword key phrase in any subheading, such as an H2 in your copy, meaning Although I have multiple subheadings, I never mentioned the focus keyword I wanted to in the subheading. That might be an issue, which means I might have to go back and rewrite my content. Same thing goes for this. The keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy. Make sure the topic is clear immediately. This has to do with what's referred to as the upside down pyramid. On the web, you want all your main content to appear at the top and then all the peripheral content to appear on the bottom. So if the article is about Google Glass, I really should mention Google Glass off the top in my first paragraph. I also get more information about the keyword density in my article, the copy score, meaning how advanced my language is and how hard it is to read, whether or not the page title contains the information I'm looking for, how many links are in the page, and so on and so on. In a nutshell, page analysis will look over your article, figure out whether it makes sense the way you've written it, tell you what's wrong with it, how to write a better article, and how to get it indexed on search engines, shared on social media, and read by more people. It's a great feature, and by utilizing it, you are improving the content on your site and making it more likely that more people will read it.